Do you have a list of flavors? You know what? Let me just get a small cookies and cream.
Small? What's small? We don't do sizes here.
How do you not do sizes?
Just tell me how much you want.
Well, only a scoop.
Scoop? What's that, like this? Like that? Too much? How's this? That much? Too big? Just too small? Help me out here.
I don't know, 4 inches maybe?
That's 250. No. 250.
What?
Look, I don't have time to haggle, hun. I'm closing soon.
Closing? It's 1 o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah?
Imagine a world without standards. No way to measure or evaluate anything. Not exactly a thriving society. Standards are the framework of instruction, the backbone of education. They help teachers to both design curriculum and ensure accountability in teaching. The breadth of these standards ranges widely from a state to a national level. For this investigation, we wanted to see what the difference was between the focus and objectives of a national standard and a state standard. For this selection, we chose the National Council of Teachers of English, or NCTE, and PDE's Common Core that have recently been implemented. Our focus will be on 6th grade writing, as this is a crucial year, and we will examine how the standards hold up to one another. At face value, there appears to be several major differences between the two systems. Right within the documentation about the goals and objectives of the NCTE standards is a call for a broader definition of literacy, as well as an adaptive view on the changing technologies and formats where literacy exists. The list is indeed broad, as it only has 12 standards to govern reading, writing, and language skills. Common Core boasts 9 standards, but are broken down into substandards and different levels for each grade level that exists. It would appear that NCTE standards leave much more room for interpretation, while Common Core is more defined. We'll talk more about this later. Common Core standards cover a lot of ground in terms of writing, styles, and processes. Each standard is broken down into subcategories, which allow for more in-depth instruction. For example, narrative writing is a standard all by itself. Write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events. Along with that standard are 5 additional subcategories in areas of instruction. The 5 additional subcategories for narrative writing are focus, content, organization, style, and conventions of language. For comparison purposes, we will select one of each. Standard 5 from NCTE first. Students employ a wide range of strategies as they write and use different writing process elements appropriately to communicate with different audiences from a variety of purposes. The term wide range is very appropriate as it covers everything from the writing process to types of arguments and rhetoric, touches on audience, and even mentions different purposes of writing. There's a freedom within this standard that allows teachers to tailor and design instruction quite unhindered. This does, however, leave room for vast differences that can grow even from classroom to classroom, let alone state to state. The ability to target a specific detail within the standard makes it challenging to ensure accountability. On the other hand, Common Core has a pinpoint accuracy. Standard 1.4.6c asks students to write persuasive pieces, include a clearly stated position or opinion, include and develop supporting points using meaningful, convincing evidence properly cited. It is objective, it is measurable, there's little room for interpretation of what activities or instructional designs would fulfill this standard. While this makes instruction a challenge, it also ensures that from classroom to classroom, students and teachers can be held accountable for what they are required to achieve. It is hard to compare the two as they are very different standards in terms of how they can function within the classroom. Both promote writing. Both call for students to learn and understand how to use writing for a variety of purposes. NCTE allows for freedom and creativity, but leaves gaps in terms of accountability and objectivity. Common Core does not have those gaps, but also poses a challenge to teachers and students alike due to its rigidity. It is a fast-paced standard system. It could potentially pose a lot of trouble for students that don't necessarily work well with incorporating numerous skills at one time. There is one final difference we came across that really sets a whole new tone into the comparison. The final NCTE standard pulls one aspect into the picture in terms of writing that Common Core does not. Standard 12. Students use spoken, written, and visual language to accomplish their purposes for learning, enjoyment, persuasion, and the exchange of information. enjoyment. That is a word not found anywhere within the Common Core standards. Using writing as a tool for enjoyment is an idea that doesn't really fit in the objective world of the Common Core standards. That doesn't mean Common Core is invalid, quite the contrary. The two systems actually complement each other quite well to a certain extent. Perhaps this unity could lead to better, more complete writing instruction that is both measurable and adaptable, accountable and diverse.